Let's assume you have a great idea and the team to execute on it. What's next? At LaunchX, we provide a simple 4-step process that walks you through ideation to develop your mission, understanding your customer, designing and testing your offering, and determining your business logistics. This process leverages design thinking, disciplined entrepreneurship, and lean startup, providing best practices across multiple different startup methodologies. Plus, it results in a simple one-page document that captures your key business decisions and allows you to look across these to make sure they're aligned. It's important to go through these steps in order and not jump ahead, so you remain open to feedback early in the process. Let's go through an overview of each of these steps so you know the process ahead. First, developing your mission. Have you ever been tempted to quit working on a project that you were initially really excited about? This happens to everyone. Your mission statement is like an inspiring objective. It helps remind you why you started this in the first place, providing direction, but with flexibility to adjust when things aren't exactly as planned. Consider the Dropwise team, who decided during their initial brainstorming to answer the question, how might we encourage reduced wastage of water? This problem statement can be flipped to be a statement of mission. We seek to encourage reduced wastage of water. This has a clear direction of their environmental sustainability goals, while allowing the team to be open during their market research to the specific needs and frustrations of potential customers that can guide their development. Next, we'll dig into understanding the customer. During this very important step, startups assess multiple different customer groups and interview people across each. These interviews allow the founders to determine who has the biggest unmet needs and would be really excited to pay for a solution. The main output of this step is to have a crystal clear picture of the one target customer group, a deep understanding of their frustrations and needs, interests, buying behaviors, and more. It's not enough just to know their age and income. You need to have an example of one specific customer who can help drive decisions in your business going forward. This will be your customer persona. Next, we move on to designing and testing your offering. There's still a lot of research in this step on both the customer and competitive landscape. Once you know your target customer, you can survey lots of people in that target group to better know the factors they consider in finding solutions in this space, plus get suggestions on ways to solve the needs. For the most important factors to your customer, you'll verify that other offerings in the market aren't stacking up. This is only for the very top factors to your customer and includes all types of competition, any way that the customers could get this need solved now. Your offering should optimize on only those top items, often sacrificing others. Next, you'll be ready to design what type of product or service will allow you to meet the customer needs. For example, Dropwise may have considered developing an online community, allowing users to manually track water usage, or an awareness campaign. But in considering the top priorities of their customers for real-time data and a solution that'd be simple to implement and use, the team ultimately developed a product that could be installed by homeowners on their water supply system to determine real-time water usage, shown through a simple app. The users can track water usage, plus compare it to the amount used by others in the area. This then allows you to write a value proposition statement, which can be used as a sales message to communicate your customer, market, benefits, and strategy. With your initial idea of how to solve the customer need, you'll then test it, namely the main behavior change you're asking of your customer, to make sure it works as intended. For some innovative products, the test may include a prototype of the core functionality, but doesn't need to be a fully functioning product. After this iteration, you can design the business logistics of acquiring customers, designing your revenue model and pricing structure, ensuring profitability potential, setting up partners and suppliers, and planning for growth. Channels will allow you to test and validate where your customer is able to find your solution. This is one of the hardest parts of turning your company into a viable business. Lots of personal selling will be required, since this is the only way for early startups to overcome the initial concerns customers will have of a new offering. Financials will include projecting your revenues and costs, and ensuring the price is set at a level that reflects the value you're providing to customers, while also covering all the costs of providing the offering. Operations is where you'll map out the entire process, from marketing materials to delivery of your offering. It'll show every key player, ensuring you've considered the different objectives and timelines of each step. Finally, the success of these foundational steps will present an opportunity for growth. This may include some extensions of your offering that further meet the needs of your target customers, or trying to reach new customers with a variation on your offering. As we mentioned earlier, you want to wait to fill in these later steps until you get to that part of the process. Filling them in too early will make you reluctant to make any changes as you hear feedback, something known as confirmation bias. Instead of being open to the new opportunities, you'll only listen for things that affirm what you want to hear, and that's a dangerous way of operating a business. Finally, as we mentioned before, this framework allows you to see if your business decisions are aligned. This comes from the layout. The mission guides all decisions, sitting at the top. Then is the foundation components of the value proposition. Next is how you'll achieve that value proposition, with the bottom row reflecting the impact of those decisions. The first column is the external components of your business, knowing your customer, reaching that customer through channels, and obtaining revenue. The right column is your internal development, designing an offering, developing that offering through your operations, and incurring costs to develop and deliver your offering. Finally, the bottom row, when you're able to deliver enough impact by gaining revenues relative to costs, you have the opportunity for growth. At any time during the process, you may find things not working out as planned. That happens to literally every startup. All this means is that you have to lay out the decisions you've made so far on this framework and see where things aren't aligned. You may realize that your offering needs to be adjusted, or that you have a slightly different customer than expected, or that you need to change how you reach that customer. These are all pivots that allow you to adjust to find a sustainable business model while still achieving your mission. Keep in mind that you will need to pivot throughout this process. Pivoting is when you adjust to find the right customer, value proposition, and positioning. Almost all companies have pivoted. Instagram started as a check-in app with gaming elements, but realized it was too cluttered and focused on the element customers cared about, photos. Groupon started as a fundraising site for social good, where a side project of daily deals quickly eclipsed the main business to become the tycoon it is today. Your mission helps you know what of your early offering needs to be maintained and what's open for adjustment. Time to get started on crafting your mission.